Good evening, everyone. This is Robert Stevenson, the chairman of the school committee. It is 6 p.m. on Maybe classes for.
10th grade.
So
Some
A
10th.
push, A push is
The 10th.
mostly 10th.
Yeah.
That's
All right, but the rest is mostly
Yeah.
11 and 12.
Okay, so just the takeaways from K to 6, our composite scores have shown a vast improvement. 61% of students are at grade level as of today. 78% of students are demonstrating fluent reading, which is amazing. On the staircase, most of our students are at the point where they're ready to read more complex words, expand their vocabulary, and strengthen comprehension. And we're demonstrating lots of math progress. There's some foundational skill gaps, but we're addressing those via intervention.
So basically, in a nutshell, the science of reading is an absolute home run. Is that a
Yes.
fair assessment?
Yes. Yeah, it's, I think Lauren coming from another district is really like,
Do they do that there?
Yeah.
The science of reading?
Yes, it's not done as well as I've seen it done here. Very impressive.
Very, that's a
Very
good
impressive
answer.
here.
It's moving to it.
But I hear about it on the news all the time, like the state of Mississippi, it's all excited, and I'm like, we did that for 3 years. I mean,
You see
so,
it everywhere, and people are quick to throw that label around on a lot of things, but this is truly the model.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be happening.
kudos to you.
And now students,
Good
now
job.
students are coming in with more foundational reading skills, and we're seeing it in Powder Mill. They're seeing it in grade 7, 8, and potentially 9. So now it's time to shift the focus. We have great foundational skills. We're going to keep that going, but now we've got to start looking at the vocabulary and the comprehension component, and that's what support will look like for me in the future.
yes, it's amazing.
Home run.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Great plan, bottom of the night.
Our takeaways, we're seeing improvement. These are the kinds of numbers, I would hope mid-year that we'd see. Ninth grade is also, it's our pressure point. And students are continuing to pursue rigorous coursework, so.
All right, so next steps for myself and for the staff and students, we're just going to be continuing with the science of reading small group instruction. Now that the students are coming in more foundationally ready, they're moving up the staircase a bit quicker. So we're going to be really looking at honing in on those comprehension and vocabulary skills. In terms of math, it's more so on my end, just learning the great math that's happening in the district and understanding how I can best support the teachers moving forward. So that's my goal.
And I think our next steps are clear based on this conversation. Ninth grade, right? It really is telling that clearly we see here the need for some kind of generalized intervention structure, right? But it's not just ninth grade, but all of our students would. So it's just right here, we're particularly seeing in these numbers. I think that moving to a year-long schedule is going to help. I think it's going to give us also a flexibility, which you guys have already named this, a flexibility to offer some kind of intervention. But just in itself, going to a full year will be a kind of support for students as well.
Okay, but that won't go into place until they're in 11th grade.
No,
right?
but the number 3, using data-driven small group instruction. So that is the work that we need to do for 7, 8, and 9.
Okay,
We
so
need
here,
to start looking at that.
okay, so
Now.
from an objective perspective, okay, again, in here, what I see and what I'm hearing is everybody's identified the problem. One of the solutions is we're going to year-long courses. That's 2 years down the road,
Mhm.
right? 2 school years down the road. What I don't hear is specifics as to what we're going to do. Small group instruction. Okay, that's great. What does that look like? When is it going to be able to be done? How are we going to implement it so that we can actually help these kids now? I mean, not next week, but I mean, like now. Does that involve the parents? Does that involve, I mean, we're in a, like I said, all hands on deck kind of situation from what you guys are saying. I would like to hear specifics, not generalizations, not hopes, not wishes. What are we going to do? What do you need in order to do that? Don't be afraid to give us the answer. If you need something, let us know. But just Am I making any sense?
Yes, so what we need to
Like,
do.
I don't want to hear
No.
we're working on it, because we're working on it. We've been working on it. We've identified these guys for the last 2 years. We've been working on it for 2 years. We're not any closer to a solution.
Agreed. So we have the long term, of course, but what we need to do in the immediate is
Yep.
Steph needs to be working with the 7, 8, and 9 teachers to use the data to change individual students' instructions in the classrooms now. So they need to start doing that where you look and you see what are the students' weaknesses and what is the instruction that I'm going to change tomorrow so that we're able to start addressing those
So that
weaknesses.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
What it needs to be is we need to leave whole class instruction.
Yep.
And we need to get into small group instruction, what we do at the elementary school. It's a change in teaching style. It doesn't always fly, it definitely doesn't like fly at the high school, but it's, you can get middle school teachers more on board than you can high school teachers, but we have to start teaching our kids at 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th, 11th, 12th grade, the same way we teach them in our younger grades, which is take them where they are and build from there.
Yeah.
Because when we teach a whole lesson and we teach it one way, and then we have the kids break up into groups to do work, not all the kids are understanding the lesson. We've got to be more data informed. We are so data driven at the elementary level. We're looking at data constantly, and that's how
We're
we
looking at
inform our
student,
instruction.
yeah, how the students are
Okay.
doing in activities and then revisiting and reteaching. it. That's the change.
Train the older, not older.
Yeah, the
People
teachers-
have, yeah, I'll say older teachers, because I don't
I
have
think,
find
yeah,
all
the older
the
grade.
kids. Yes, older grade
Yeah.
teachers.
It's a big
that
shift.
do that.
Well,
Like,
and I think there's
where does
a
that come from?
disconnect between being able to look at the skills that are being evaluated in iReady and then being able on the teacher's part to transfer those skills to,
Yes.
okay, where does that show up in my curriculum?
Yes.
And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if like teachers don't even have full access to the iReady scores, or if they do, like I said, don't really know what to do them and understand what that looks like in the context of, say, a civics class or a, like a science class. It's more, it's not as straightforward as what it looks like in a math class or an ELA class, and like, keep in mind that at that upper level, kids are getting a lot more than just math and ELA. And unfortunately, there's a huge emphasis on math and ELA at the elementary levels, and like that's where we can put all of our attention and focus. But as they get older, it diversifies as it should, but then our ability to focus these interventions becomes more of a challenge.
And don't forget, these are just their composite scores. So when the kids do the iReady test, it does break it down to like areas that need focus. So like Stephanie can go in and have conversations, say, okay, I want you to pull these groups. You've already taught geometry. These kids still haven't grasped. I want you to spiral back and I want you to pull a small group and reteach geometry to these kids. This is the area. Okay, these kids clearly didn't get algebraic thinking. I want you to do a small group and pull these kids in while the other kids are doing their work, and I want you to do some algebraic thinking. That can be done with the iReady data, just like when we moved up the staircase, but you just saw composite.
Yeah.
So,
And what we really
So do
want
we
is it
have the
before.
data?
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
what we want is the data though to be used so that
Teachers.
by the teachers, so that before class starts on algebraic thinking, if you're ready for it, great. But if she's not, she's getting some instruction ahead of time
Yeah.
so that when she
Okay.
sits in class next
So-
week, she's ready.
So you've got the data,
Mhm.
we've got the teachers,
Yes,
we know that there's a problem. How long does it take you to put this in place?
this is gonna be long-term. It's gonna be immediate, but it's also gonna be
Let me make
long-term.
myself
We have
clear.
multiple steps, right?
What are we doing within the next 30 days that we can put together to address these deficiencies?
So we have PLCs at the high school. So I think one step is gonna be looking at those PLC structures and making sure they're all about data.
Professional learning communities. I meet with the middle school teams every week.
And then the high school teams, not as often, but
Okay,
making sure that the
So-
focus of those is student.
so
data.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of a challenge. You and your team. Because I'm not getting the answers that I'm looking for. I want an update at the second school committee meeting in March. And I want an update from you guys as to what you've done, where we're at, what we're doing, and what we're looking to do before then and the end of the year. How about that?
That's great.
Okay? Now, here's the other thing. We are now smack dab in the middle of budget season.
Sure.
I am not adverse to relooking at what we need, but we need to get that information like yesterday with respect to what you need,
Right, what are our priorities when it comes to budget?
okay? It's,
We need intervention.
I'm not, and I don't mean that this is gonna come out blunt, but this is maybe my night to be blunt. I am not feeling the urgency in getting a solution that I would expect. I'm feeling a lot of information and we're good at identifying the problems. I am not hearing the urgency in solving this now. We're putting a lot of stock on moving to year-long courses, which is not going to happen till these guys are in 11th grade. That's too long. So I'm sorry if this is coming across not supportive, but I'm going to push you guys because these students deserve it. So let's figure something out, get back to us in 2 meetings, and you're gonna impress me with what you've been able to put together. How's that sound? Anybody, are we, okay, I don't want to speak for the committee. Are we all
Yeah,
on the same page here?
Yeah.
Russ, you've
Absolutely.
been very quiet.
No. You're doing a great job.
Melissa,
No.
Jen,
Jen.
Jen,
Okay, I'm gonna have to drop in the.
no, I understand that. I want to
Do
cut.
an announcement.
Does it sound okay? Okay. All right, awesome. Here, so I'm doing this to push you guys. But I also want you to know, I'm here to support you 100%. Whatever you guys need in order to make it done, let us know. But it's gotta be structured. Bring in the heavy equipment, get that scaffolding built quicker. But let's figure out a solution for these kids, because I am not willing to just let them go till 11th grade.
So, my suggestion would be, for Dr. B and Stephanie, to know the sense of urgency. For our teachers to understand the sense of urgency that was created at the school committee.
Yeah.
And,
And I'm gonna volunteer this out. If you want me to come to a PLC or whatever that 3 little code is, so that I can express this to the teachers, because obviously they're a big part of this. They need to be on board with this. And they need to be willing to be part of the solution. Not complain about how this is gonna disrupt what they're normally doing. This is a different setup. We need them on board. They've got to be willing to help be part of the solution too, right?
that's correct.
Okay.
So the way it's gonna change.
But I think you're also, when you said we need to get the parents involved too.
Oh, this is not
Yeah.
just on us.
Right, because we know there's a problem, but let the parents know too.
Yeah.
They might be out of the loop on this stuff.
Because they may not be getting, these little funny reports and cool reports and not know this. I have a tough time believing that the kids that are in the red, that the parents don't have some sort of idea that they're having some struggles. But we can't solve this with just the people in the buildings. You need the parents' help, you need their support, you need their help when they're not, for the most of the time when they're not at school. But we have to create this structure and get everybody going. Yes, ma'am.
This might be a weird question, but I know we get these reports, like I get them home for my kids, and like I always meet with the teachers. Oh, the younger ones, they don't do this for the older ones?
I don't think I get it for my, no, for my younger
Never
kid.
got it.
And I know, I'm sure my child is up there at like the red.
I just wrote out my first thing, it's, we're gonna send them home next week.
But I mean, the kids that are super in red, can we do meetings with the parents?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is that, to say like, we gotta address this?
Well, I
Okay,
can
wait a
see
minute,
them
wait a
do
minute,
though,
wait a
because
minute.
I've had a conference with my now 8th grade, those 7th grade teachers where they're like, hey, he's struggling and we need to come up with a plan.
Okay,
I'm
time.
just wondering if you put more of an emphasis for the 9th grade.
I have
cohort.
No, hang on a second. This goes to a bigger question. We've got all this data, we've got all this information and we hide it or keep it here? Well, we're not sharing it.
We do share it at parent-teacher conferences
Oh,
through 6th grade, at
Through
the,
sixth grade.
Yeah, but
up
what
in the
about the high
beginning
school?
and at the middle. The high school, I don't think traditionally did share it.
If
I
you're
never
like,
got it
optional
when
to
my
go
kids-
to-
Yeah, because conferences are optional,
Right.
so when you go.
It costs
go
us
ahead.
Even when
nothing.
I went to conferences, I never got iReady scores in
I mean,
7th, 8th, and 9th
okay.
grade, and I would
So,
guess you did.
It costs us nothing to send an email out to a parent, okay? We've got the data, we've got the information, we've got an entire class that's struggling. And the information that the parents need is in our computer system and it's not going out to them.
I do
Am I
think-
wrong with this? Is it?
I will, just one caveat perhaps,
Sure.
is just that I think that the students who are struggling, this is part of their data profile that is presented to parents. I think that like MCAS, it's all sent.
So where is it presented to parents?
So we have the meetings, the teachers have meetings, we have a newly formed student response team where they meet and decide on next steps, and this
That's
is part of
internal.
the data, that's internal. Yeah.
Where is this data presented to the parents?
When parents are brought in to.
Okay, and so every one of these kids that are, they're,
It's optional.
okay,
It is optional.
so. As part of your little report that you're gonna give us in a month, I wanna know what percentage of the parents of these kids that are in red actually know that their kids are in trouble.
Okay.
Okay, how many have come into the meeting? How many of it, like, I am gonna bet that there's a big chunk of them that have not come to the optional meetings.
But even the kids that don't need it, you know, like as a parent of kids who scored great
It'd be
on those,
Listen,
like, I never knew those scores.
we sent out
you know?
letters and emails when kids miss so many days of school, whether half of them are right, half of them are wrong. We've got all this data in the school and we don't send it out. Can we please put that on a to-do list before the end of the year? Like,
Yeah, already. I would like.
this goes back to the transparency thing that I've been harping on for how many years? Do I know this? 4 years? We need to give the parents as much information as they can get and what we have. To keep it inside our computers is useless. You can't expect them to help you if you don't let them know what's going on.
The teachers aware of like the kids that are like,
Oh,
you
yes,
know, 2-3 grades down.
Oh, yes,
like,
yes.
Targeting.
yes.
But we're not doing any special little carve-outs. Because that's not how they do it.
That's not.
Okay,
So that's the.
so they know about it.
Specifically
They know about it, but we don't have a plan
Yes,
to help
go
to fix it.
Also, I want to point something
Okay, so hang on.
out that
Hang on, we're not getting buy-in or compliance? Is that what you're inferring?
So
Okay.
I want to point something out, Rob.
Yeah.
So then this circles back to the budget discussion. When we used to have instructional coaches for pretty much every subject at both the K through 6 and the 7 through 12.
Yeah.
We have phased those out over time to the point where we have one instructional coach for all subjects at the 2 levels, right? Okay. And so what I said when we had this discussion about a year ago was that puts an awful lot of work on one person. And if we talk about the need for this data to get, number one, interpreted, and 2, to who it needs to get to, the coach is the person who is facilitating that. And the coach can only have so many PLCs and can only be disseminating so many subjects worth of data.
Right.
And like, if I were, say, and I'm looking at this through the lens of a middle school science teacher, right? So like, there isn't an iReady test for science, okay? But presumably within my curriculum, there are things that I can be doing to address those weaknesses at both the math and the ELA level. But I'm going to need a little bit of help from the coach that's going to help me make that connection between what it is that I'm teaching within my curriculum and the strengths and
okay.
weaknesses that we're seeing in our
I don't
kids.
disagree with that, but there are indications or maybe concerns that when information is being relayed to the teachers about these things, that the teachers are potentially less than cooperative with respect to trying to help fix the problems. We've got to get everybody on the same page.
That's definitely true, and I think that if, to your point, Pam, if this was a school that this is the practice of going through data, translating data into instruction, if this had been a history of, and everybody was, if this was second nature,
Right.
I got you.
And
No
data
problem,
fluent.
no problem,
Right.
right, but we're shifting, we're trying to grow.
And I guess what I'm saying is it's a lot of movement and a lot of, like, Steph's job is as much coaching as it is facilitating
I
the
know, but if
movement
a
of
coach-
that.
If a coach has somebody that they're giving them an instruction to do, part of that solution is that they're gonna be able to implement it. Now, if the receiver of the coaching information is not actually doing their part of it, then that's a problem. It's not, and we reduced the coaches at the district because we were having trouble justifying having so many here. Now, it still doesn't change the fact that everybody's got to be on the same team and rowing the boat in the same direction. And it sounds like that's not happening.
It's a skill set to be able to differentiate.
It's an option to actually be receptive to doing something different. I don't think that's a skill set. I think that's somebody opening up their what they think is normal, and where they've got an option of doing something different, which could give them a better result. That's not a skill set.
I agree with both statements.
Me too.
There's a huge
You don't
skill
know
set.
if the
in
skill set's needed if the
differentiation.
person's not open to actually
Well,
do something
and
different.
that's true with
That's true.
anything,
Okay, so
anything
it
that you're
sounds
gonna
like we're
ask
stuck at
anybody
level
to
one.
do. So like both what you and Jen are saying are true.
Understood, but you gotta actually be open to the change before you can even find out whether you're missing a skill set.
Cover with
We're
absolutely
stuck
everything
at
you want.
not being open to make the change.
Right, and if we had more coaches, they could go in, they could model for the teachers, then they could watch the teacher differentiate a lesson, give them feedback on it. It's,
Even that though,
You gotta still be
Yes.
open to do the
there
change.
has
I
to
totally
be,
agree.
yeah,
Right,
there has to be, like, just having a coaching culture. Like, I came from a district where everybody had a coach, whether you've been teaching 40 years or not, and you love it. And you meet every week and you've got a coaching, like, it's an intense system that everybody's excited about. Here, we're growing, like, first year, I was like,
That's a really politically savvy, but.
Like,
Yeah, the
but
reception that you
it's
get,
a
yeah.
different way of thinking about your profession. It's a
Yes.
different way of
Yes.
thinking about what you're doing when you've been doing something for a really long time. And so we're getting there, and it's not as fast. Like, you're not wrong.
So
What matters are these
so
children
here-
in front of us.
Teachers are resistant, it doesn't make them bad teachers, and it doesn't make them ineffective in certain areas. It just means that there's growth to be had in other areas.
as anybody in any profession, I don't care what it is. If you are unwilling to learn new things, to be able to do your job better, it's an impediment to whoever you're working with. And it doesn't matter what profession it is.
Completely agree.
Okay, so if we all agree on that, and we all agree that this group of kids that we're talking about is struggling, and then I'm hearing that we may have some resistance from the people up the hill that are the ones that are responsible for doing this, we've got to figure a way to get everybody on the same page. And yesterday, I know this is putting you in an unbelievably difficult position that you were not expecting.
No, you're totally fine. I'm
So,
trying to take
I
it on, but it's
like,
fine. And I don't feel like you're
know,
telling
this is-
me that I have
this
to
is
fix
not-
it. I
no,
got
no,
to be,
oh,
so I'm not,
no,
so I don't
listen,
feel,
I
I'm just saying, I don't feel
more
targeted.
pressure at the other corners of this room than on you right now.
What,
I-
you want to be person.
Yeah.
To move, change a culture.
It's a lot. We have as much or more resistance at the level of the kids and people.
Oh, hang on. You don't know that. We don't even know if half of them even get the info. We don't know what the parents' resistance is. That's what we just established. The information doesn't go out.
Well, they get their portals, they're open to the parent portals and they get their
Okay,
grades.
how many
and stuff.
people go on? How many of the parents actually, okay, you guys live
No,
inside this educational bubble that you think that all of these parents go out there and are actively searching for this info. It's not happening.
Well,
I
that's
mean-
the same thing as if we send home the iReady, they might not look at that.
Okay,
It's gonna go in the kid's backpack. How many parents look at that?
What if we targeted like the children that are really struggling and made sure those parents are communicated with somehow, like is there guidance counselors that can reach out to? I don't know, just to
I
like.
believe
Yeah.
that's happening.
We do, we have those meetings with families. I mean,
okay.
kids who are.
So how
many
about
of
this?
the kids
This
who are.
isn't that difficult to think. If we identify the 45 kids that are in there in red,
We have to by the state,
okay.
identify the
So,
lowest 20%.
so if we sent out the information that we don't, And on the little letter that goes home, it says, please contact the school to notify us that you've got this information and that you've read it.
Or can we have a meeting?
And then if they, and the ones that don't get back to you, pick up the phone and call them to ensure that they've got it. I guarantee that within 2 weeks, you can get a hold of everybody. We need to look at things in a different manner in order to solve this problem. Whatever we've done in the past is not working. And we can't expect the parents to do this cold. We need to expect them to help. But we gotta bring them in to let them know that the problem exists. And if we're not even sending the info out, I have a tough time believing that all of them know that the issue is there. You've got a ton of parents sitting at this table that have got kids, well, not me anymore, but had kids in the district. And we're all acknowledging that we as parents aren't looking at all this stuff. These are the ones that need to. All right, so we're all gonna come back
Yep, we go.
in 2 school committee meetings, and we're gonna have a plan presented
Yes.
from this team as to what we're going to do, and we're gonna get some updates on communication with parents, how many of them have been informed, how, all of this stuff.
I will have all of it.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Sorry.
What's our next step?
so much for the executive overview, but
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
last slide, I think. Okay.
thank you very much. And I am sorry that this was your first meeting experiencing this, but hopefully you'll take from this that if a challenge comes up, we are here to help you. Okay? No, you said I was reserved on the call. I think it was first. Didn't. I'm sorry.
Pam, it's your job to control them.
Yeah, listen, I tried, but you know.
All right, what's up next? I'm in charge of this meeting, so I got superintendent report. Yeah, you gotta jump. Yes,
Is
Ken.
that okay?
Yeah, you're fine. We got a quorum here. We still have quorum,
Okay.
so we're good. Thank you. Okay,
Bye.
bye now.
Okay, so we had our meeting with the Attorney General, just to be at the end of the school year. We're off of our action plan with the Attorney General's office. And they are beyond impressed with our district. They said we're heads and tails about other districts with the things that we are doing. And they have asked Aaron and me and the principals and William James College and Northeastern to actually be panelists to speak to other districts. So we will be sharing what we did here, and other districts could ask us questions because, as they always say, this is not a Southwick issue, this is a statewide issue. But the way we handled it has been an exemplar that other districts should be following.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
And they put that in writing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
Can we publish it?
yeah, I know. Well, when we do our panel thing, you'll see.
Okay.
And then we handed out a Grinspoon Award today, and it was presented to Darcy Saltmarsh, amazing first grade teacher at Woodland School.
She gets a band?
She got the band, she got the apple, she got her family, and she cried, it was wonderful, and we will be celebrating her in May.
Awesome, congratulations.
And I wanna go.
Okay.
You wanna go? Can you go last year with me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we want to.
Yeah.
I think that's a requirement. So let us know when the date is. We will be there to support her.
BOF.
Right, you're up.
I'm not much, I mean, you know, my middle year dad was looking a little different than their department. I guess I think I'll just wait for the subcommittee update to discuss the budget since we just met last Tuesday. I mean, otherwise, you know, I'm sort of in a holding pattern right now. I mean, we need.
So where are you? Have you received, like, have you met with the principals?
Oh, yeah.
And you've received like their wish lists, I assume. So like, where are you in this process? What comes next? As somebody who is not privy to the budget subcommittee discussions,
Well, we're
like,
gonna
I
give you
just
an
don't
update.
know like where we stand.
I am.
We can do it now. Just okay.
Just about done. I mean, the
Okay.
revenue's there, projected revenue anyway, because the state, you know, aid cherry chief came in last week.
Okay.
Expenses have been done for a while. I mean, I do salary projections before I meet with the principals and directors. That's all done. I mean, there's certain costs you gotta wait a little longer to get than others. I was able to shave another 27,000 off of health insurance today, because the rate for next year came in today. With
Taking the nickel off and down.
well, I mean, they started at 16%.
No, listen, I'm saying that's not bad.
We're down to 8, so that's good.
So we're in the middle of cooking the cake, okay? And the difference between what we've got and what we need is about $1.5 million. So now, there are solutions that we can do to bring that down.
Sure.
There is not gonna be solutions for a chunk of it. There's the vast majority of the difference are costs that are completely out of our control. So it is gonna be interesting as we get closer. There are some solutions that we will I think at an executive meeting, go over. But it is a little too soon to kind of know exactly what this looks like. As we get closer to the budget roundtable, we'll have a full report with some solutions that are available. And then we will do like we do every year, and we'll figure it out. But it's not like we're jumping for joy at this point. There is lots of challenges that are going on. Health insurance went up. What are the big things that went up?
Health insurance, Hamilton County retirement, personnel cost increases just as a function of collective bargaining agreements. Tuition for charter
right,
school,
going down, yeah.
choice.
Yeah. 2.1, sorry.
Yeah, our gap is about
The
2 points.
adjustments take us down to 1.6.
If we do.
So
Like as in just like cost savings. Like,
as of structural realignments that will allow us to do the job. We are not the only district that is running into this.
Oh.
Every single district is looking at this all the time.
So we are now up to 271. It was 211 2 years ago. We are now at 271 out of 310 districts in the state, 311 in the state, that are now hold harmless. So the majority, 6 out of 7 school districts are hold harmless, which means all we get is a minimum for pupil paid.
Yeah, minimum
It
for
is
people
not
living.
working.
The towns are getting hosed on the Opportunity Act, that their rates are going up more. But the problem is that the cost of doing business is going up more than that. So when you're hold harmless and you get a nickel for every kid that comes in, and it costs you $1, but yet they're only increasing the town's minimal local contribution by 50 cents, you are 45 cents short. So that's the challenge that we're looking at.
The only positive thing, and I don't even know if it's positive, but even some of the SOA districts now, when we were at our meeting last Friday, Chicopee is now hold harmless. Because,
SOA district.
oh, it's still an SOA district,
So districts.
Student Opportunity Act,
Oh,
they get all that extra money.
Right, yeah.
Boston has lost so many kids, it is now a hold harmless, so all Boston's getting, all Chicopee is getting is $75 right now per student. This has never happened to these bigger districts like that. So now that it's happening to the big ones, the legislators might start paying
Politics
attention.
will start playing.
You got it. You got it.
So
But yeah,
I'm sorry
my
that
work
that's-
is
it's awesome. But we'll figure a way through.
I'm working on my budget book now. I mean, I can't finish it till we have final, numbers, but I'm in a fine place, like timeline wise. Just gotta let it play out, let the process play out.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Public comment, there's nobody left in the well here, so we're gonna go through public comments. Policies,
Do we have more policy subcommittees scheduled? Like, I kind of feel like we don't, like that
No,
we,
because Liz, I think, is retiring.
I know.
What?
Yes.
We need to finish the rest of our
She
policies.
is
before
retiring,
she
but she said
retires.
she was gonna stay on for us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
We need to
still,
find out.
like, I feel like we don't have, I mean, I could be wrong, but like, I feel like we didn't extend anything into 2026.
Can we check to see when we've got policy subcommittee meetings? You don't need to answer right now,
No.
just, we
Let's
need
explain
to,
it to you tomorrow.
we need to get some updates. So we can get Liz here, so we can finish our whatever chapters we got left. And then we gotta figure out where we're gonna get them on the computer and on their website and all that fun stuff. All right, action items, let's get through this.
Move to approve consent agenda items as listed above recommended.
So moved.
Second.
Quick question though, before we do on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I noticed that our staff collaboration days are no longer piggyback with holidays, as they were and vacations as they were in the past. And I was just curious as to whether or not that was an intentional change, like what the philosophy behind that was.
We did we did at least 3 of them to align with the elementary data meetings, so that we would not have to have teachers out of class. Prior to that, we would have to have substitutes and the teachers would come out for data meetings. So we set at least 3 of those according to when the data would be done.
Okay, all right, there you go. There's a step in the right direction to what we were talking about earlier.
Good.
Okay,
Setting them at those points in time so that.
okay, all right.
So just from a procedural perspective, if we've got to do, it's not a big deal for tonight.
Mhm.
Anything, consent agendas do not allow for discussion. If we
I
put-
know,
if
we had
put-
just jumped
No,
over
no,
that
no,
when
if
we
we
were
put
in the
it, if we
beginning.
put it, maybe we shouldn't put the calendar in as a consent agenda,
Okay.
just so that we can be careful. I mean, we've
Okay.
got all these other things, like those, the homeschooling things, all that. Put that in there, because the.
Yeah.
All the fundraisers.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't even need those in there anymore, right? Okay, so let's vote on this, and Jen's not in, so all in favor? All right, that motion passes 4-0-0.
Move to approve the donation of an AED in the value of $2,000 from the Kess Foundation, recommended.
So moved.
Second.
How many do we have now in high school?
They replaced one. And I believe we're getting 2 more from the Kess
Yes.
Foundation.
Plus.
Is there any more that we need?
Yeah, they outlived their, they get to replace them.
Yeah, almost all of ours are coming up, so we're,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
slowly going through it.
How many do we have at the high school?
3.
Okay, strategically placed in the
Yes,
building, I'm
yes.
assuming, okay. How many do we need at the high school?
I think the high school only needs 1 more.
But you have to have that many, like when we put them in, we put them in specifically for like locations.
So
Right.
we have to have 3, and it's just a matter of keeping them updated.
Yeah, and like we have one on the athletic cart, you have to have one on the athletic cart, and we have 2 at Powder Mill.
So we've got them, so there's not like we don't have a need for one that we're just.
No,
waiting
no,
for
no,
something.
no,
Right?
No.
We have them
That's fine.
as their life expectancy coming, we're replacing and. have
So if
them-
somebody doesn't donate it, we go buy one.
Yes, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Big
yeah.
nurse.
Just,
Like,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
just
So
what I
it
was
is
thinking.
money.
All right, all in favor of this?
Aye.
All right, motion passes 4-0-0.
move to approve the SRS program of studies recommended.
So we weren't given a program of studies, we were given a
Just the
synopsis of updates.
Yeah.
So are we approving updates to program of
Yeah,
studies?
it's,
Okay.
yeah,
Everything
instead
else
of giving
is
you
the
the whole, everything else
Okay, I
is the
got
same,
you.
that's been passed approved. We only
Okay.
brought changes, so you're not looking at the whole big document.
You can do a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? It's okay, you can do motion next time. Yeah, right, right. All right, she's trying to jump ahead, all right. I just want to make sure there's no discussion, all right, all in favor? That motion passes 4-0-0. You were trying to get to it there. All right, is there anything on here under subcommittees that needs to be addressed? Okay,
Have we even had a ILT meeting?
We were
at all
supposed to
this year?
have it and it was canceled because of the snow day.
Okay.
We had it scheduled and it snowed.
So like we haven't had one at all
Yeah.
this year.
No, we
Do
had it
have
set.
one?
Yeah, we have one set.
Yeah.
I will get you the
Works.
date.
Okay.
Yeah,
The-
neither.
Okay. So I was like, I don't think I have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is anybody filling in for Judy at the LPVEC board meeting this week? She did ask that in her email.
I did respond, I'm gonna be there for
Oh,
the,
just stay later, I don't think it, if you can
Wednesday night, stay late.
Oh, okay, well then,
What time are
Here's-
the 2 meetings?
I don't, I think
here's
we
the
usually
challenge,
close together, doesn't it?
the problem is that you can't just show up. You've got to be assigned and nominated and that, so the person's not there. So if you miss one, it's not the end of the world. We ran into a situation where we missed like 7 Judy's not missing 7.
Right.
We can miss one. It's okay. They're not. They're not.
Yeah, the board meetings are
Yeah.
not as
I think
numerous
at the
as
same
your
time.
meetings. I think
They
they
are-
happened today.
Yeah.
They're.
together.
It's.
Yeah.
I don't think they happen at the same
The
time.
hour
They
apart or
do.
something. No, because
We had
they
them
have to be
together
at-
last time.
No, they're at different times. The corporation meeting, which is the one I was involved with, usually happens just before like the
board.
the board meets.
All right, well, maybe you,
So I go
if it's earlier,
Yeah.
then maybe you can.
Just talking an English accent.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Just ask him if you can jump on, because I'm pretty sure the corporation meets earlier, and then you guys have your board meeting.
Okay.
So it would be earlier, not later.
Okay, that would be fine.
That would be,
Okay, so reach out to Alvin Hill.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Old business.
Dina, Chris and I met with the select board over the proposed digital sign.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's a great idea. It's a win for the town, it's a win for the school. But one of the selectmen is concerned that we can't use the PEG money for that. I've talked to our former CIO who believes we do have that latitude since we used it before for
Yeah.
the town crier sign. And I've talked to a couple of the people that were on the cable advisory committee that negotiated the contract. And they thought we, so I've asked them for clarification.
So how can one select board member
Well,
derail the
he's,
entire project?
he believes from what he's read that we can't legally do it.
So why don't we just check with town legal?
That's what I've asked them to do. You know, so, if that doesn't work out, I guess we go to plan B.
Why can't we just get the town to vote on it? You have 2 select board members say yes and 1 say no.
Well, it's a legal question.
Oh,
If the
okay.
legal question,
Okay.
then do that.
then do it.
Yeah.
If we can legally do it, they're all in favor of it.
Oh, okay.
So, if now we go to Plan B, we're looking at, getting class donations that haven't been spent to utilize that money. And along with maybe donations, to,
Did we ever get a number of that money that's available from capital projects that have been done with money left over that have met their 5-year whatever moratorium?
You had about 116, and then you voted at a previous meeting, you repurposed some of it for that water
Cafeteria.
heater, yeah.
Right.
So there's less,
But
the
that was
only
only
thing
what,
I would,
40 to 50?
there's probably about 80 left. The only thing I would, bring up is, remember about a year ago, the former supervisor of buildings and grounds
Yep.
brought to a proposal for replacing the van that's like falling apart and won't pass inspection anymore.
But it doesn't drive off campus, so we don't really need to worry about inspection. That was the whole point.
Yeah, but it's like
Dying.
end of life. It's still here and it's been a year.
Well, then we weren't wrong.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's still working.
Well, it's yeah. I don't know how well it's working. I think
But they were looking at getting a brand new truck.
um
Which is not necessary.
How about we get a 3-year certified used truck?
I
That
can
left.
have the new supervisor of buildings and grounds.
Yeah, let's find a Southwick solution for we don't need a new truck, and let's get one that's gonna pass inspection that'll last us 10 years. Does
Absolutely.
that make sense?
It
I
doesn't
can
have
have
to
a
be
look at
any.
I think that sounds, I'm on a roll tonight.
You are on a roll tonight.
Yep.
Mr.
Where other we need to save more money, because let's keep doing it. All right,
Doesn't affect students.
anything else, old business?
That was it.
Okay, anybody else? New business? Huh?
You.
Me? What?
Next one.
Superintendent search, yes. Okay, so. We are in a position that most districts would love to be in. We have been given advance notice that our esteemed superintendent is looking to retire at the end of, beginning of, not this upcoming summer, but next upcoming summer, she wants to transition out and then completely retire in October. So we're looking at about 1.5 years.
2027.
Yeah.
You got it. That Jen is looking to retire. I have had, and did you touch base with Liz?
I did,
Okay.
yes, and
So,
Liz
I have
sent
had-
us this information.
Right.
That I think should probably be shared with the entire committee.
Okay, so let's get that sent out. We're not deciding this tonight, but what I wanted to do was open this up as to options that we have in front of us as a committee to try to solve this problem. One route is to just open this up at the end of this time, maybe next year. Open this up to all applicants that are out there, outside, inside, to find a new superintendent. That's option one. There have been a number of districts in our area that have gone down option one and have had an extremely difficult time trying to find a replacement. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay, to the point where there's a number of them that couldn't find a suitable replacement and are now dealing with interims. Ish.
Yes, let's hope.
Right. So option number two, which I would like to propose that we look at, which doesn't by no means preclude us from doing option one, is to open up now the opportunity for any internal candidates in the district to apply for the superintendent position. What that opens up for us from a succession perspective is the benefit of having somebody potentially in place a year early in a superintendent-elect or whatever the heck it's called. There have been a couple of districts Liz told me about that have done this, that have set the district up for a very, very smooth transition when that superintendent resigns, if they've already got somebody that have been in sort of a step into role for a year before. Knowing that, and this is not a leap on my side, to say that there are limited candidates out there is an understatement. In this kind of setup, in having conversations with Liz and with the superintendent, if we do have the opportunity of finding somebody that in the district that has got the qualifications, that is interested in the position, that knows what they're getting themselves into, and already has a track record inside, we would be foolish to not look at this option to be able to move forward potentially earlier. Now, the reason that I say that it doesn't preclude us from doing option one is that if we go through this and as a committee, we don't feel that we've got the right person, then no problem. We can move forward and go to option one and do it next year. But we have a very limited window to be able to do this year. So I'm putting this out so that we can think about it. We can have a discussion at the next school committee meeting with a little bit more detail. There are certainly pros and cons to this, but again, by doing option two, it does not preclude us from doing option one. It allows us an opportunity to potentially find the right person now and be able to move forward so that we can have a very smooth transition. If we don't have the right person, we don't have the right person, and we open it up to everybody. But if we wait till this time next year, potentially we have an opportunity of losing somebody inside that would like the position because they want it. And if they don't know what's going on, like we've already said, there's a number of superintendent positions that are open in the area that they've got interim people in. So I know that it's a little bit of a risk, but I think we can mitigate that a lot. We can certainly discuss it more at the next school. Is that a fair way of assessing this?
Yes, I'd like to make two requests.
Yes.
For in preparation for the discussion for the next school committee meeting.
Yep.
Is that to get like options to all of the school committee members. So like what does option number one look like and what are the timelines? What does option number two look like? What are the timelines? And then like the various levels of support that MASC will provide and the costs associated with them. Get that information out to all school committee members.
So is that
So
in there?
that-
Cost?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes, definitely. So that, you know, we have some, we're going into the discussion, having done a little bit of background reading.
Sure. That's fair enough, because our next meeting is not going to be the first till beginning of March. So that gives us lots of time to be able to do this.
And I just.
I am
think
not
that-
proposing also that we're not tackling this until after budget's approved.
Right.
Okay, so we get through budget,
Absolutely.
then
I
we
think
open it
we
up,
need
we
to
get a
have
30-day time frame. We've got time to more than enough time to interview, do stuff, so that we can make a decision before the school year ends if we want to go down this other route.
I think people just need to know a little bit more about what the options are. And I think it's just very, very important that we take this job, which is the most important job of school committee members, seriously.
All right,
It's called being a unicorn.
oh, that's okay, unicorns can be consultants, so. All right, I am open to a motion to adjourn. I need a motion.
Second.
All in favor? All right, let the record show the motion passes 4-0. Good night, everyone. Thank you for your time.
I'm